salutations. It is I, the narrator. If you're listening to this, then it means I'm unfortunately indisposed or away. I do apologize. I cannot be there to greet you in person as usual. But don't worry, I've left everything running as it should be. Make sure not to follow any of the ghosts, unless you want to become one yourself. Don't look grimly in the eye, unless you want to lose it. And do not go anywhere near the cellar door. And if you think you hear a little girl asking you to come and play, no, you didn't. As long as you follow those rules, you should be fine. If not, well, I did warn you. Have fun.
What's up, everybody? Question.
Hello.
Has anybody seen the narrator? This is weird. I've never once come here and the narrator wasn't out there.
They have a narrator?
Dude, he comes in here every time when you're dealing with one of those things. The dude that's out there who brings the listener in here, he's not there. And I feel like something's been going on with him lately, and I don't know what it is.
I thought that was just some creepy stalker guy.
Yeah, I try to avoid him. He gives me the creeps.
Yeah.
That's fair. Well, hey guys, welcome to another glorious episode of Littlepodcast of Horrors. And of course, as usual, I'm Chris, that's James, and that's the amazing Christina. But today, we have a returning guest. Can you guess who it is? It's not Rob Bell. And it's not Tim Swartz.
Is it me?
No.
Who is supposed to guess? Because I can see her right there.
Yeah, but ladies and gentlemen, we have brought back my sister, the Ghostbuster, to regale us on yet another one of her great adventures. Her and her wife is with us too. So actually, we have two wonderful guests: my sister and my amazing sister-in-law, Courtney and Bridget. Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Round of
Say
applause.
hi. You want to say hi? She doesn't want to say hi.
That's okay.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't actually have a wife. I'm actually single, but
No, and not only are you not single.
Oh, is it your long distance wife in Canada?
yeah,
Yeah.
I like them Canadians, man.
Yeah. Not only are you not single, also, guys, today is y'all's first wedding anniversary. So, on behalf of Little Podcast of Horrors, happy anniversary, you two.
Wait, what are you doing
Thank
here?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
What are you doing here?
Well, if I'm honest, Chris asked me if I was available. I did not confer with my wife first. I said, yeah. And she goes, did you forget what Sunday is? I was like,
Wow.
I didn't though. That's what's crazy. But I was like, we've gone out and we've done stuff all day. So
Oh, that's fun. Yes. And many congratulations and thank yous to the woman who willingly chose to put up with my sister for life. I don't have a choice, but thank you to my sister-in-law. So.
okay.
Well, happy anniversary.
Yeah.
That's the appropriate thing to say. God tolerates me.
I'm your older brother. I'm supposed to give you shit. That's the job. Don't even act like I haven't done that to you your whole life. It's made you only stronger. That's why when she goes into these fucking places, she's fearless because she's already dealt.
And oh man,
not this time.
The place she went into this time.
Yeah.
Not this time.
I mean, I'm not going. I wouldn't set foot in there. Just saying.
Courtney's trying to get. Courtney and Bridget want me to go.
I think that if you want to have a hands-on from the start to the finish experience where you can't go, I've got an explanation for that. You do. You don't have one. Not this last time. I'm gonna be honest. When we got outside, I said, I don't know if I can do it again.
I don't blame you.
I mean, I'm going to, but I don't know. It was rough. It was rough.
So for
in case you haven't guessed yet, this episode we're going to be talking about her legendary adventure into Chili's. And I never, I mean, I knew that, it's not the most beloved restaurant. I just never expected such a reaction.
Oh my God. No. For our listeners,
Those
Courtney and
Nashville hot, like mozzarella sticks, there was up.
they ran out screaming.
Yeah.
And then they blew
What's
up
up?
that bathroom. No, so for those listeners curious about their adventures, in this time they decided to go to the notorious West Virginia State Penitentiary. And so I was doing a little bit of research. It was built in 1876. And apparently it started off fairly okay. Like, I think they start off like 200 something prisoners, but eventually they slid into really hell. Uh, the prison became known to be overcrowded, not maintained at all. Rats, giant like rodents, infestations. They talked about that I learned about that they even had giant rats so big that they came right up and stole the plates, food off the plates of the prisoners, like right there in front of them. So just horrific living conditions. Not to mention the fact that these cells were what? They're 5 by 7 or something. Like they were.
I don't remember exactly. I mean, in Gen Pop, it was, they're not big. When we went to Brushy, there were some that were like suites compared to this, but, Solitary's a nightmare. Yeah, they're small.
Yeah,
About
well,
5 by 7, yeah.
and apparently that's what is the reason that led to the prison being shut down. Because in 1986, they ruled that the cells of that size were cruel and unusual punishment. And so they started the transition process of transitioning the prisoners from West Virginia State Penitentiary to other neighboring prisons. And the prison officially closed in 1995. But apparently, I keep saying apparently. So, but in the history of the prison, over 1,000 deaths. That's executions. But that also includes 36 homicides. Also, at one point, there was a prison break, and a police officer showed up. And if you know this story better than I do, Courtney, feel free to pipe in. This police officer showed up and saw that their prisoners were on the wrong side of the wall, and ended up there was
And he
some.
was like, "Hey."
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, one of those prisoners was a notorious killer whose name I now cannot remember, but he's still alive and he's still in prison today because ended up killing the officer there on the road and then successfully escaped for 18 months and went on a crime spree between Arizona all the way up to New York of just robberies, just left and right, until they eventually caught him and brought him back to West Virginia, where he is still in prison today. So really dark fucking history here.
Mm-hmm.
But
And not just murders, but, I mean, sexual assault, lots of grape, as TikTok likes to call it, just violent behavior. One of the most notorious incidents that ever took place there was a prisoner that was considered a rat, and another prisoner threw him over the railing of the fourth floor. He hit the corner of his head on the shower. His head splattered, and he went down to the floor and drug his body. And are we cool with language, if I'm honest? What he said?
Yeah, go ahead.
He said, "This is
Fucking
what
okay
happens
with
when you
language.
fuck with me."
What did you say,
He just
James?
drug his dead body.
I said we're not at all fucking okay with language.
Okay, good. Just making sure. But that's what he said. And so that area's got a lot of activity.
Yeah, so no surprise to anyone. Yeah, this place is supposed to be notoriously haunted. And my sister and her wife, being the badasses that they are, were like, hey, let's go in there and investigate.
They're pros,
Yeah.
man.
I don't think this could be underplayed there. I mean, not just like haunted prison. This is like holy crap, it's haunted. Like,
Yeah.
kind of haunting.
Yeah, my mom and my aunt and my cousin came along on this one. It was private overnight. We actually almost got in a physical altercation before we even started with somebody.
With the ghost?
No.
Oh,
We
man.
got there, and this car pulls up next to us, and they're getting out like they were going to bring in their equipment. We're like, no. and Mom's giving them the eye, and they start walking up, and Mom says, do you work here? And they went, no, we're here for an overnight. And she said, so are we, and it's private. And they said, well, so are we. And getting an attitude with my mom. And we got up to the gate, and the girl that one of our tour guides came out, and we're like, this is going to be a problem. And I stood back and I said, I'm crazy, but my mom's got me beat, so I'm going to stay back here.
You see that this proves my point. If you want to get views, you got to start a beef.
It turned out that they bought a public overnight. So we were about to panic because I was like, I'm not sharing a prison with people I don't know. So
generally good advice.
Yeah, generally good advice. But yeah, we already tried to start the night with drama. It was with living people. So my mom and I have been to this location several times. This is what, our fourth or fifth time? This was your first. My aunt and my cousin, it was their second time. So, and every time I walk into the building, I'm expecting it to be, oh yeah, it'll be active. I do know, I had to a degree know what's happened, but I think a lot of it is centered around a doll that showed up on the property.
Not just any doll. This is a doll that we spoke about earlier this season, Annabelle. And by the way, my sister single-handedly crossed over into several of our episodes with this one adventure. I was quite impressed. So Courtney, talk us through the beginning of this from beginning to end, and
tell us some stuff.
Tell us some stuff. Tell us how this began. How your day began.
How did my day begin? So I woke up and had some coffee. No, but
if you couldn't tell, smartass runs through our family.
So yeah, we got there. We did a tour of the place. I want to say we were immediately getting activity, right? And just sounds like bangings, little stuff. And then finally we got back, and the tour guides, they were great. If you ever want a good experience, go to West Virginia. They're amazing people. Oh, we started in the visitation room where there's these paintings on the walls where the prisoners actually did the paintings because they were like, well, if kids are going to come visit, dads, grandpas, uncles, things like that, we want it to be, friendly, a little, as much as you can be. But this room, there's been riots that have broken out in this room. We didn't really get any activity in there, to be honest. Not really. This was the room that Annabelle was in. And on the tour, we were talking about Annabelle because that's what I wanted to know was, did it have an effect on the building? And they said it absolutely did, because when she was there, the spirits they normally would have regular contact with by name, they all stopped talking. They would not have any communication with anybody. And then these weird non-human forms started to crawl on the walls in this room, things they'd never seen before. These black masses were appearing that they'd never seen before. And they said the prison's not been the same since. And I can tell you that I've not walked into a location where I was actually afraid, but not for real, like I've got to leave. This was the first time, and I've been there several times. So we went in that room first, didn't get really any activity. And then we moved on to the Sugar Shack, which is kind of like their rec room, where not even the guards would go, because there were certain activities, consensual and non-consensual, that would go on down there. And I was trying to do the live for everybody to follow, but there's no service down there. So I've not really had too many experiences down there. A lot of people will say that that's one of the most active areas, but I've had my hair pulled and played with. And as of lately, I've been kind of working on my psychic medium abilities. I'm not quite there yet, but I keep feeling this male presence, like in my face, in my ear kind of thing, like looking at me. I was super uncomfortable in that area. But the most active area, I would say, in that building is the psych of the infirmary. I've had a full-blown conversation with a spirit there, like very actively intelligent conversation.
Now, when you go, I was really impressed by this. Like, we have some equipment, but Courtney and Bridget went all out And you have this one device. Can you tell us a little bit about that y'all recently got?
Oh, well, my mom has most of the equipment, I'll be honest. She has an entire backpack full of stuff. She's got SLS, she's got a K2, she's got a REM pod. What else does she have? She has an entire camcorder system that she uses. I mean, she's my other half and all this. I mean, people go to this stuff, but this is primarily my mom and my thing. Bridget just started to kind of join in on it. But which one are you talking about?
That one that was like 500, like the
The Ovilus 5. Yeah.
yeah. Tell us a little bit
Um,
about that because you've gotten quite a few things with that. But
yeah, that one it has a dictionary in it about how many words? I'm not even sure how many words, several hundred words. It also has a feature of true and false or yes and no. It also has like a place where they can kind of um draw, where they can draw images and stuff like that on it. So
How does
um
that work?
and we it it's not a huge screen, but it does rows of gray, and then the pixelation will alter. I don't really know the full science behind it.
It's an
That's
it's an
cool.
etch-a-sketch for
It is
ghosts.
an etch-a-sketch.
That's
Yes, that's
cool.
probably honestly the best way to put it. And I'm going to be completely 100% honest with your listeners. We didn't use it one motherfucking time.
But by golly, they had it.
Well, God, by golly, we had it. We didn't use it though. We didn't need it. Let's be real.
yeah.
We didn't need it.
So you've done the walkthrough now. You did this,
Mhm.
and so now what's next is you're going to do the actual investigation into this prison. So
Mhm.
talk us through that, like how, and then of course,
Hold on. There's
oh,
a piece of context I'm curious about. So we just kind of mentioned is like, oh, and Annabelle the doll was there. So like
Mhm.
whoever has, I guess, custody, ownership, whatever, of this little doll thing. So
Mhm.
at some point they went, you know where we should take this doll? How does that happen? Let's take
They
the haunted doll to the haunted prison.
they're taking it all over the country, and they're saying that all the locations it's gone to, something weird has happened. And West Virginia, I can tell you, I knew there was a possibility that this doll came and went and it wouldn't affect anything. In my opinion, it affected the entire experience. I think that she left something in that building,
yeah.
and it was not human. It's not human. Whatever it is, it's not.
Well, and we talked about it.
Because
Yeah.
mm-mm.
We talked about it briefly in my episode on the haunted dolls, like in Louisiana, the time that she was there, that old mansion that was built by slaves burned down, and tons of prisoners. There was like a huge uh, prison escape in Louisiana, and then just recently, one of the co-owners of Annabelle died of cardiac arrest.
Yeah, they tried to play it off like he already. I mean, maybe he did have heart issues prior, but I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
always kind of like, that's odd.
yeah,
Timing's weird. But we went to a few different areas and nothing was happening, so I was getting kind of disappointed. We went to the cafeteria where they say a little girl, hangs out. Um, and at first I was like, great. I take my wife on her first major besides Madison, but this was private. And I'm like, it's gonna suck. Nothing's gonna happen. And then we got to the infirmary. And the infirmary was where I had my most insane experience, probably to date, where a prisoner came through my spirit box and was like, I want to go to heaven. And I said, well, you can. And he said, no, I can't. He won't let me. And I said, who won't let you? And he said, the devil or Satan or something like that. And me being me, which I know what my dad's going to, I can already hear him somewhere saying, she's going to fall on her ass one day. She's going to learn she's not as tough as she thinks she is. But I was like, you asshole, you don't have any control over anybody. They can do whatever they want. If they want to move on, they can, you spineless piece of shit. And everybody's standing there going, okay. So if anybody's haunted later, it's her. But the spirit was like, it was so specific. I want to see my granddaughter. I want to go to heaven. Have I died? When did I die? What year is it?
Oh.
And um this window off to the right starts shaking violently. And like my cousin was crying, and then it stopped, and the whole vibe in the room changed. And we got in a circle and just kind of did a prayer, and if he moved on, that kind of thing. And so when we went back, I felt instantly. And Christine, I don't know if I've ever talked about me starting to kind of work on my mediumship stuff, but I instantly hear, "What is she doing here?" And I was like, "Oh, fuck." I was like, "Great."
Like
I
on the
burned a bridge
box or with your own ears?
I could hear it. And
Your
you hear it,
Claire
but you don't hear it.
audience.
Yeah. And it was like I could feel something just on me, and it was making me a little nervous. And so we got pops and bangs and all kinds of different stuff. We went down to the violent offenders area. I was super nervous over there for some reason. Where Red, who was a part of the Aryan Brotherhood, which is a very, very violent gang, and he stabbed his cellmate neighbor 37 times, or no, he was stabbed 37 times in his cell. And when we go to his cell, he's always telling us we aren't allowed to record. And we didn't get a lot when we were there in that first time. You have something to add, dear? Help me out. She won't add anything. So the previous time we'd been there, he told us to turn off the recording device. And when Mom didn't turn it off, he said, "I said, turn it off." And I went, "Mom, he's pissed. Turn it off." And finally she did. So this time around, it was just a constant state of heavy, heavy, heavy. And it didn't kick off until my aunt and my wife left us behind and went to the lobby, which I think I have theories about why this happened, but I don't 100% know. But they decided to break off and go to the lobby. I don't know if you were. Oh, your flashlight was dead. Her flashlight was so hot she could barely touch it. It was on fire, which was odd. There was no reason for it to overheat like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then my aunt has issues with her back, and she's had joint issues, so she's like, "I've got to go sit." So they break off, and Mom had left her camera up in the infirmary. It had said, "I want you to leave." We said, "If you want us to leave, say I want you to leave." It went, "Leave," like loud on the spirit box. And we were like, "Okay, we're going to go." So Mom said, I'm gonna leave the camera behind." So we went up to get the camera, and we had said, "We'll leave. We respect that. No problem." And when we got up there, and it was me and my mom and my cousin, and I instantly felt anger, like super bad anger. And I said, don't worry about it. We're just coming up here for a brief moment. We're getting our camera, and we're going to leave. No problem. We're not disrespecting the fact that you asked us to leave. So Mom is, of course, struggling to get the camera, which is like a movie scene. It's always you're trying to get out of somewhere and you can't get out.
Yeah.
And so she's trying to break the camera down, and all of a sudden you hear this loud crash over in the corner. I'm trying to think of what order it went in, but there was this loud crash in the corner. There was nothing to crash. There's nothing to draw. There's nothing. And then you hear a woman start singing. At the end of the hallway. And I for the first time in my entire life of doing this, I feared for my life. I was like, "What in the hell is that?" And I just froze. In a fight or flight, Courtney freezes. She's flight. I figured it out. And so we grabbed the camera, we rushed. We were running back to the lobby to tell them what was going on. And then we told everybody we were listening to the audio. We couldn't hear it. And so we went back with the tour guides, and we sat down together and set up the REM pod, the K2, and there was a wheelchair that one of the tour guides said it, for some reason, would get the spirits to react or communicate or something. And so we went and got that. And then they also said that they react to music. That a guy had rented this place out all by himself and did a full
Oh, God.
investigation by himself.
That's scary.
Yeah. And he was in the violent offenders area and played, like Leonard Skinner and all that stuff. And the tour guides were joking about it because he kept saying, "You're free, brother. You've done your time. You can move on." And they're like, "No, we don't want that because then we don't have tours. There's no reason for them. We have no spirits here."
Oh, no.
But so we started playing music, and I looked over at Bridget, and she was not okay. You got nauseous, headache. She was worrying me. I was like, I'm wondering if I need to take her out of the building because she was not okay. And so during that audio, you hear, God, how many voices? Multiple female voices, which is odd because this was a primarily male prison. I mean, they had, a select number of females, but they were, in a completely different area. But there were nurses, but they report a lot of female spirits.
Okay, I think I have this figured out. So what happened was it was the ghosts karaoke night, ladies' night at the prison, if you will. And that's why they were telling you to leave. They're like, look, we're trying to have karaoke night. And here you are just barging in with all your equipment trying to like do a thing. We're trying to have karaoke night. Get out of here.
That's
I
what
just
it
saw
was.
that for you.
And that's definitely what it was. And so, Jesus. Yeah.
Could Annabelle have brought like the female spirity voices situation?
Possibly.
Like, I wonder if other places that have had Annabelle have had like more female voice type activity. I don't know.
It's definitely possible,
Just a
but
guess.
on the video you hear tons of shuffling footsteps. Like when we're gone, you hear full-blown walking, shoes scuffling on the floor, things moving around throughout the entire audio, throughout the entire video.
Just like you would hear at a karaoke night.
Exactly. Yep.
Is West Virginia Penitentiary near like any bodies of water, like a river or anything?
Is it? I don't think. Yeah, it is. It's by the river.
Oh,
is it by the
okay.
Ohio River? Maybe. It's not far from.
Yeah, I'm looking at a map. Actually, there's like a Grave Creek, and then it like splits off into two, and then there's the Ohio River. So,
Yeah.
that's like a little waterway portal for spirits to come and go as well.
Yeah. So when we finally were leaving that area, we started to head back. We didn't hit everywhere we normally hit, but when we went back, my mom and my cousin and I again broke off, which it happened again. We broke off. We went to the area where the guy was thrown over the railing and he hit his head and had his body drug around. Anytime we've gone in there, we get spit on, like something like water hits our shoulder, and we'll stand there and wait, and nothing drips from the ceiling. But it happened to me. It happened to my cousin. I don't think it happened to anybody, but it happened to two of us. But not this time. Last time it did. We went in this area and we started hearing cells closing, bangs, all kinds of stuff. But I think the moment that I finally saw my mom in fear, which she says she wasn't afraid, but I disagree. We went to an area of the prison where we didn't get a tour of. And it was basically the processing area / the kitchen, question mark. I don't really remember exactly. It had like white and teal tile everywhere. And I walked into this room, and in my head, I just hear this dark, heavy, deep voice say, "Get the fuck out." And I looked at Mom and I went, and she turned at me at the same time and went, "We gotta go." Like, she didn't know. I didn't say it out loud. She turned and looked at me. She went, "We gotta go." And I went, "Yep, we need to go now." And so we started going down the hallway. There's one hallway in particular I hate, and I don't know why. But we're going down this hallway, and behind us, you hear someone running up behind us.
Nope.
And we took off running. And
Give me chills.
and it's like we're running, and we're all running in unison, but you can physically hear it behind you. And they're heavy, and they're getting closer and closer and closer. And as soon as we reached the end of the hallway, where it kind of catty corners off, is when it stopped. You could still hear ours, but it stopped. But something chased us, and I finally was like, "We're done. We're done. We're leaving."
They really take their karaoke night seriously.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, James uses humor to cope with crippling fear, and I respect it.
Look, I just want to point out, Bridget should know that there needs to be someone in every group who goes into the haunted hotel, stays in the lobby, and only comes back with cat pictures.
Would that be you? No, she said no. It won't be me.
That's
Well,
James.
That's what I bring to the table for this group.
So you caught some EVPs. The first one, and this will be in the episode, but I'm gonna play this for James and Christina. So you're in the infirmary.
Oh, I've always wanted to say this. Let's play that clip.
Do you need your medicine?
Did y'all hear it?
Yeah.
You know-
Some medicine, huh?
That
That's
at
in the
least sounds,
infirmary, yeah.
at least sounds like one of the more pleasant ones. Like, you need your medicine? Like, must have been some good medicine. Getting the good stuff.
I mean, yeah. But then, I mean, that
was a satisfied.
It was, wasn't it? Like, medicine. But see, that was only the first. Like, you started getting actual words. So this next one, and Courtney, you talked about this. It was a name. I want to say you said you guys were in the infirmary when you caught this next one too, as well. And you guys go ahead and listen and tell us what you guys think. Roll that clip. And I think Bridget thought
Sounds like
that-
Emily.
Yeah. Well, Bridget thought it might have said Haley, and I speculated that it sounded more like Emily.
Definitely sounds like Emily to me.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, like, you kind of put it in my head before I heard it, so I was
Sure.
already prompted
That's true.
to hear what I was primed to hear. But that said, yeah, it sounded like Emily. I mean, it would have been much funnier if it was just a Jerry Lewis, "Hey, lady!" But no, it was Emily.
Lady.
Oh my God. Yeah. I don't know. That without the Emily kind of or Haley. Like I'm back and forth because Bridget thinks it might have said Haley. I think it could be Haley or it could be Emily. But either one, like that's a voice. Like that's not you can't sit there and be like, "Oh, that's a pipe," or that's just something that's a fucking voice saying a name.
Well, when my stomach growls, it says Emily too.
Well, you know what?
Emily.
You weren't there and you weren't there hungry. So
Jesus. Oh my God.
Courtney's
But
like,
yeah,
"Help me."
every EVP we caught though, it was all in the infirmary.
now, see, you didn't just stop there. You didn't just decide to go to West Virginia State Penitentiary, do that investigation, and then be like, "Well, we're done. Let's go home." No, you decided to make a full weekend of it. And this is the part, and we'll get to this. The other EVP, the other EVP that she has, she didn't even catch at West Virginia State Penitentiary. But before we get to that other place that she went to, she decided to also go to Point Pleasant, West Virginia.
Yes.
And
Did.
listeners, you may remember that is where Mothman takes place. James.
Mothman and that statue with the fine badonkadonk.
Yeah, and the guy that he stands out there and he goes, "Hey, you want to come back here and take a look at the back of the statue?" How did he put it?
Oh, he
It was
actually pointed it out.
Yes, he said, "You see that camera up there? And there's a camera pointing directly at the statue, and it's one of those live around the world cameras that people can watch 24/7." And he said, "You just got caught by the world looking at Mothman's tush."
Yeah, but have you seen that tush? Who wouldn't?
Oh, it's nice.
If we take a little podcast of horse field trip, James will go over to that ass and look at the camera and point at it and be like, with his face, like, just so the whole world can see James
Yeah.
checking out that
Don't
Mothman badonkadonk.
tease me like that, Chris.
I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm telling you, man. So, and it was cool because Courtney got us some shirts. She got,
Hmm?
Yes.
yeah, we were able to get
Thank you for
like,
the shirt.
You're
yes.
welcome.
And she was able to, we got, and then their Mothman shirts. That was cool. And, um,
I still have your West Virginia Penitentiary shirt you need to
I
get
know
from
I
my
was about to,
house.
I meant to ask about that. Yeah, she got me a
We'll
West
get it
Virginia shirt.
Saturday.
Yeah, I'll get it Saturday. Um, and then we got James a little Flatwoods Monster sticker
It's
thing
on my
too.
laptop.
Yeah. So, but then you went to another prison.
We did.
So tell us a little bit about
Brushy
that
Mountain.
one. Brushy Mountain.
Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary in Tennessee. It's in a mountain range of that. Okay, I'm going to butcher this. Is it Appalachian? Is that how you say it? I
Appalachia.
hear people say Appalachian, Appalachian. How do you say it?
I think it's
Appalachian.
Ah, shit, that's another way of saying it. Damn it. Anyway, it's in that
Applejuician.
mountain range.
Yeah. So another episode she crossed over into. She's near the Appalachian Trail or Appalachian Trail or Appalachian or the creepy ass long ass trail where a lot of weird shit happens.
Yeah. So the cool thing, just a side note, if anybody ever wants to go there, they have a restaurant, they've got a distillery, they've got vodka and moonshine and whiskey. So if that's your vibe,
You have my
you're
attention.
gonna like it. It's awesome.
None of us drink.
Yeah, right. So we did a day tour of it. We can do overnights. The overnights there are super cheap, like $400 or $500 for a private. It's nothing. So we did a walkthrough of that. Bridget you kept feeling all kinds of stuff throughout there, yeah? And there were points where she's like, take a picture of that, take a picture of that. And it's maybe it's because it's during the daylight. It wasn't bothering me as bad. I'm sure at night it would probably pop off. But we were in the gymnasium area, and this is where listen, I know there's skepticism around mediumship and stuff like that, but I did find it odd that I pinged something when we got in there, but there was no way of me knowing that. But we got in there and I instantly see fighting and boxing. Did I say fighting and boxing? I could see people punching, and everybody was watching. And we went over, and there was apparently, they would do boxing matches in there. And I was like, oh shit, I
Pretty
actually got
cool.
one. Like, that was super specific. I was super specific. And so she turned on a recorder, and we were intentionally Lightfoot, like noise on purpose. And this is the first time I've experienced a mimic.
I say let's go ahead and roll the clip and let's see what they think.
Roll it.
Roll it.
That's like really clear. It's like sounds close.
Yes, that
Like good.
Mm-hmm.
And see,
that was a nice mimic of the mimic, Christina.
Yeah, good. And
That's what I'll be when I pass on a mimic.
Oh my God.
In the Appalachians.
A mimic who mimics other mimics.
Yeah.
You'll be a meta mimic.
I'm a troll mimic.
But does anybody agree that, to me, it sounds like Bridget? I think it sounds like her, but she thinks it sounds like me.
I need you both to say good into your microphone. So I can hear
Say
it.
good, honey. Just say good.
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 It sounds like Bridget.
It sounds like Bridget, but it's not.
Yeah, as soon as
It's
I heard it,
100% not.
as soon as I heard it, I was like, "You're sure that's not either of you? You're sure that's
No.
not you?" And they
She
were
was
like,
nowhere
"No."
near me. She was nowhere near me. And we were like about a good 10, 12 feet apart. She had her own recorder. And when she would try to mouth something to me, she'd go, and mouth. She wouldn't say anything out loud. She was never on top of but it sounds just like her. I was like, that's a mimic. That was my first experience with one. So I was like, oh shit.
So next time we talk to Tim Swartz, we need to bring that up. So like one of our other guests, as it so happens, we actually wrote an entire book on mimics.
Did you,
Very nice.
so when that occurred, did you guys feel anything? Like psychically?
Did you psychically feel anything? I was just seeing the fighting, the boxing, the fighting. And then we read there was a riot in there. I mean, it was all adding up to what I was seeing. But no, not really. Not really. I felt a lot of residual stuff. I could feel the imprint in the walls. You can feel it.
Yeah.
And then we went to the cafeteria. And the cafeteria, I was like, oh man, I don't like it in here. So we're down in the cells where the ones I told you about that look like suites. Like they've got bookshelves in here. It's got a desk in there. It was a good size cell, man. And so we found the cell 28, 28. Yeah, I can't remember. It was the cell of the alleged killer, or Martin Luther King's killer. Alleged. Supposedly he swore up until his death that he did not do it. But it was his cell. And James Earl Ray, yeah. She gets on her spirit box. You said what was it you asked? Who is this? Or can you tell me your name? Right? She said something to the effect of, can you tell me your name? And they said Ray. And I swear something about not doing it. I didn't do it. I think something to that effect. But it was in front of his cell, Ray. And escape. I escaped, and he did.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
So she, I guess, was talking to James Earl Ray.
Wow. And then you
Yeah.
guys talked to somebody else too, apparently.
Who else did we talk to? So in the cafeteria, we got knife. Yeah. Was it knife? Something like that. And I kept feeling like I needed to watch my back, like somebody was going to jump me. I kept turning and I was like, I feel like somebody's about to jump on top of me. And it turned out that another prisoner had jumped this guy and slit his throat and like stabbed him in the face and stuff, completely disfigured him.
I got the text. I
Oh.
found it. I found the text. You said, and then we were here. She gets, I'm disfigured. We read on the information a man was severed down his spine,
That's it.
had his arm cut off, and had deep gashes all over his face.
Good
That's it.
Lord.
Yeah, that's it. Okay.
Yeah.
But it was I'm disfigured, knife. It was specific to that. It said there was
And
a
a,
body part mentioned, my
a
arm.
woman was aggressive.
Yes. Okay. So we're in the church. They've turned that into the museum. And Bridget she kept getting female, 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 something about a woman. This person was afraid of this female. It said something about a switch. And we find Deborah. That was her name. Deborah. That's a super specific name, not one we've ever gotten before. And so we were over, and in the case is a page of faculty and officers. And the only female, there was a couple, but the woman, her name was Deborah.
So the spirit box said Deborah.
Yes.
Like you asked who did this.
Yes.
And it said Deborah.
Yes. And it was talking about a switch. It was talking about she was aggressive. She was a correction officer. So apparently whoever was talking to us was attacked by this correctional officer. It was very fucking intelligent. Like it was more intelligent than West Virginia, in my opinion. It was we would ask it a question, it would answer it. That's on our list. We're booking that one. Definitely. There was nothing that didn't make sense. I don't feel like everything made sense. So Brushy Mountain's up there. That one's up there.
So what's next for you crazy Ghostbusters? Huh? Any place in particular you guys have been talking about going to next?
We've been talking about, we stopped by the outside of, what's that hospital? We went, what? Harriman Hospital.
Where's
we
that?
went to that as well.
Oh, is that up there too?
Yes. We stopped by there as well. They were closed, obviously. Mom and I went to the door to look for their hours. We got their phone number. They do overnights. That one's very active. Very, very, very active. We've never been to that one.
Yeah. And of course it's thanks to your mother too that you got a lot of this stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah, mom grew up with, in Tedburn.
Yeah,
Her activity growing up with Tedburn.
and anybody who's listened to the show knows I have spoken about our. That's why Courtney and I are fascinated like we are because of our experiences at her mother's childhood home that we lived in for a couple of years and the experiences we had there.
Yeah, and it's strange that I do have memories of that house. I was 3, almost 4, and I don't know how. I mean, not many. It's not possible, but the ones I do are very vivid. And yeah, mom has always, I think mom has abilities too, because they always say that people that have abilities seem to always have activity in their homes. And every home she's ever lived in has had paranormal activity. The one she's in right now, I faced off with something dark in that house, and it was bad. And that's why I've told people this is that I was agnostic for a long time, and I respect everybody's religious views and stuff like that. But it is strange to me that all of my faith or whatever I have, I don't really know. I'm kind of universal in that sense. There's something out there kind of a thing. But these spirits react to certain deities or names. And this one in this house did not like the mention of Jesus Christ at all. Like, did not. And so anything that's ever, I feel like my mom is a magnet for it. So I definitely get it from her. She would do this full time if she could. And she's super sensitive to stuff. So, in terms of where we would go at this point, we want to get Madison Seminary to ourselves because it was awful when it was public. And then I want to try Trans Allegheny Lunatic Asylum again. You eventually Bridget wants to go to Waverly Hills. I haven't had, people love it. They swear by it. I've not really had any experiences, but that doesn't mean that there's nothing there. So we've got a few different places, and I want to take you. Huh?
Yeah,
She wants to go to Gettysburg.
girl, it's funny you mentioned that. Spoiler alert for our listeners, next season I will be having possibly a few episodes on the ghosts of Gettysburg. So stay tuned for season 7. Courtney, Bridget, I wanted to thank you guys for joining us here on Little Podcast of Horrors and sharing with us once again your scary ass creepy adventures. I'm kind of with James on this. I'm not sure I'd have the guts to go into that place at all.
Thanks so much for having me. It's been
Yeah.
wonderful.
Love you
Hey,
guys.
so let's say someone were to want to find you on the interwebs. Where would said person go?
Well, I mean, I don't have an official handle for ghost hunting. The closest thing I have is my TikTok. It's crazy. My paranormal TikTok has popped off, man. People really like those videos. So
Yeah, you mentioned doing live streams,
Oh, yeah.
right?
yeah. Well, we tried.
Attempted
So-
live streams.
Attempted live streams, yes.
Well, let's do one more locally, and then we'll do a live stream through yours and Chris's,
Yeah.
because I think he has enough followers as well.
Oh yeah,
That'll work.
I do. All
That'll
right.
work.
All right. Well, sisters, happy anniversary. Thank you for joining us on Little Podcast of Horrors. And if you like this episode, please like, share. Also, we have a Patreon. And also, we want to remind you that this October, at the end of October, October the 25th and 26th, Little Podcast of Horrors will be taking part in the Arkansas Paranormal Expo. So you can come see us. We'll have a booth. You can share with us your stories, and we can talk with you guys. We'd love to meet y'all. So come out and see us.
Yep. Thank you, Courtney.
You're welcome.
Bye.